This next episode is called Sonic Song, which given when the show came out, it can only really refer to Sonic Boom, or Toot Toot Sonic Warrior, but probably Boom. I guess it could also be the theme of Sonic's at AM, but we're getting off topic. We start off the episode with this wolf creature that I refuse to believe is able to see out of those glasses, introducing a band to us. This band plays a song in tribute to Sonic for all of the times he saved Mobius from Robotnik's schemes. The song itself is okay, it's nothing great, but I can imagine some kids getting a bit of an earworm from the song, so it does its job. It has a bit of the main theme and invincibility jingle tied in there too, so I can't hate it too much. We cut to Scratch and Grounder making a simple trap for Sonic as they lay around with the radio to, oh right kids, a radio is a device that you would select the station to play music for you. The Sonic song, of course, is playing and the robots are totally fine with it. In fact, they're so fine with it they start dancing to it. Sonic comes by and starts dancing as well inside the trap. These poor robots are so inept, it's really sad to see. And if that wasn't sad enough, we find out that they left the trap turned off. Grounder flips the switch, causing them to both get caught, and Sonic swings back to grab Grounder's phone to call the request line. He really wants to hear the really cool Sonic song again. And welcome back to Statue Watch. So there's 5 different statue shots in this episode, but honestly this isn't as exciting as I thought it would be because the first, third, and fourth ones I'm pretty sure are all the exact same image, like point for point. Like, what's worse, look at the episode 4 shot. I'm once again pretty sure it's the same image. Like, even the time of day is the same. However, the second one, which I considered not even taking a picture of it first, I figured it counts. Now that I see it, yes, I really want it because it is definitely the statue, and it is a very unique angle. And the 5th one, which I couldn't even find a good image to compare it to, it's goofy and I love it. The robots come back to the base while listening to the song, again. Robotnik is of course very upset at this. Robotnik invented radio location. Good job, Robotnik, you invented something that already existed even back in the 90s. And that aside, I'm sure the radio station's location was public knowledge. This is really one of those plots that could only exist in the pre-internet era. Robotnik prints out the location and a dating app, don't ask, and sends the robots off to stop the song. To which they both begin dancing again as soon as they leave the building, which infuriates Robotnik even further, so he destroys the radio with a laser blaster, because of course he does! The Wolf DJ is interviewing the singer of the Sonic song, named Caddy, when Scratch and Grounder bust in and kidnap her. Luckily, Sonic was listening to the radio during the interview, so he knows where to go right away, and unlike Robotnik, actually gets there right away, proving once again the invention was pointless. After an admittedly good joke about being metalheads from Scratch, Sonic shows up, in disguise, and gives them a fake microphone to distract them as he brings Caddy out. Not the wolf though. Guess he's not good enough. Robotnik calls into the station to tell the robots how stupid they are, which is very. Sonic drops off Caddy at her studio and requests to hear a live rendition of the song as a reward, which is fine enough, but wasn't that with the band before? Not just Caddy? Caddy says she can't play the song because she lost her guitar, and it was special made unit from 10,000 miles away. At this point, I'm getting some very strong breezy vibes from this lady, especially with her being left alone with Tails, but thankfully that ended up being nothing. We see Robotnik chewing out the dumb bots for failing and complains about the Sonic song existing, then deciding that he has figured out how to fix the problem by getting rid of music. Brilliant! Which is just a giant robot that honestly looks more competent as a threat than anything else that he has sent on the show so far, except maybe the gorilla. Point is, the machine is going to destroy music with its giant satellite powers. We cut to the giant robot running around and see it destroy all the music around. We also hear it speak and guess what you think this thing sounds like? I'm willing to bet what you envisioned wasn't anything like this, was it?
Music gives me such a migraine!
Caddy and Tails attempt to save a kid from being chased for playing music, but fail miserably. Tails is tied up, and Caddy is abducted by the robot, though I'm not sure why, as she wasn't playing any music. He brings her back to Robotnik, seemingly through pure incompetence, then is sent off to leave again. Robotnik meanwhile puts Caddy up to finish writing a song about him. You'd think he'd learn after the comic artist, you would think wrong. Somehow, it actually works! Despite Caddy telling him she doesn't even play the accordion, but she flips the lyrics to mock Robotnik, which upsets him, so away to his hell she goes. We cut back to Tails still in the wind catcher and Sonic finally comes back. Sonic is now determined to get Caddy out and stop Robotnik again. Tails flies up to look for Caddy and I am floored. Tails is actually doing something useful? The anti-music robot finds Sonic and swiftly falls to his doom. Somehow manages to catch both Sonic and Tails on his way down? He's inept, but he's the lucky kind of inept that the other robots could only dream of being. We cut back to Robotnik writing his song while bringing Scratch and Grounder in as a backup vocalist. I'll spare you the audio, but the visual is beautiful. Anti-Music Bot comes back and is promoted to the head of the SSSSS squad, while Scratch and Grounder are demoted to permanent backup singers. Though this could be a promotion, I'm not too sure. The show has a surprising amount of consistency for once. The giant robot questions whether or not he should stop Robotnik, but decides against it as that is definitely not music. Sonic somehow convinces Scratch and Grounder into teaming up with him. Also, hey, they're locked up. We're back on track with that again after the last episode. The now trio defeats the giant robot and sets a trap up for Sonic. Sonic's greatest plan yet! Okay, on second thought, the robots teaming up makes sense, but why is Sonic involved? I guess he just doesn't like the giant? I mean, he and Tails go through and deliberately avoid falling for the trap so Scratch and Grounder can get caught for it instead! Okay, never mind, that makes more sense. Sonic and Tails find the room where they've been storing the stolen instruments, so they, of course, begin playing music. This drives not only the giant robot mad, but Robotnik as well. Sonic rocks out so hard that you'd be forgiven for thinking that this show came out in the 80s, causing the robot to self-destruct and launch Robotnik high into the air. Robotnik leans back with Scratch and Grounder, where they all end up in the trap together, and the radio begins playing Sonic's song again. The episode ends on Sonic and Tails walking with Caddy as she finally gives them the live performance of the song as promised. The Sonic Says is about not playing music too loud. Kind of relevant, though I'm not too sure how much the target audience would really be able to relate. As for the episode itself, it's whatever. The Metalheads joke aside, nothing really stands out to me, except for the robot's comically unfitting voice. It goes above Sonic Breakout for me, but not much else. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care, stay safe, have a good one. Bye-bye!